Hi, this is Michael, and tonight we're going to look at round 2 of the Fish on Toast Apprentice competition. Tonight's event will be looking at what the results were from the previous week, who gets fired, and the task for next week. Let's take it down to the boardroom.
First of all, we've got a couple of new faces here. We've got Kevin over there, and we've got Marta over here.
Yeah, I'm actually studying actuarial science, and I've seen this apprentice program, and I was like, yeah, you know what, it's for me. Basically, I've done a lot of entrepreneurial stuff before. I've ran 2 businesses, and I've also took part in the Young Enterprise Quick Start program, which we actually won as well, which is absolutely brilliant.
I'm from Spain. I have already done 2 internships in 2 different legal firms, and the last one was about crowdfunding, startups, and advising entrepreneurs. So I really like to join the competition.
We have the worst weather that we didn't ask for, but I think they all did the best. They all miss out classes, they all miss out practices, and we all got wet under the weather. So if I have to point just one, I'll be so unfair.
What I would have changed was maybe at the beginning we should have asked for Friday. I think that's the biggest regret, because Wednesday classes stop at 12. That was our biggest hit. We just didn't think quick enough.
I think I would have been a better leader myself. Like, I didn't put up much ideas out there, and because I was naturally very busy, and I didn't take part as much in the marketing process.
Okay, I'm going to have to press you team leaders on telling me who is your strongest and who is your weakest on the day. You know, part of leadership is knowing who's doing what within the team. I know you want to sit there and tell me you've been a great team, we've heard that, but I actually want to know what you think to see if it compares with the reports that I've been receiving.
Ben didn't sell as much as Marta or Dominic, or I did. So I'll say just based on sales, Ben. So because this is about sales, I'll go with Marta.
Okay.
I think that the person who performed best was Laura. She had by far the most initiative, the most ideas during the whole creative process. And then the weakest member, I would say, was myself, because I wasn't fully able to take part as a leader throughout the process.
Okay, why wasn't
and
that?
not contribute. Well, I'm a busy man. I had lots of duties, and I don't feel I was able to fully engage in the task, and I couldn't contribute. I didn't contribute as much as I would have normally wished to during the creative process, and on the day I didn't make as many sales as the others.
Brianna, you have 5 people. You get to choose one person to save.
Okay.
Okay, they will be moving on to next week, and then the rest of you guys, the other 4 of you guys, 2 of you guys will get fired by these guys. Okay, so Gabriella, you have a little while now to choose who you want to save.
I would like to say Dominic.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay.
2 of you will be leaving us today, and we have to decide who. And so I'm going to ask a question to each of you, and then we will make our final decision. So, Tiffany, would you explain to me what you thought the best part of your day was? And I'd like to keep this brief. What was the best thing you did for the team?
On the cupcake selling day.
Yeah.
I think attracting people to the stand was my main focus. I'd look people in the eye and be like, hi, really loud and confident and shouty. In the way that, like, I'd bring people to the stand and be like, can I interest you in a cupcake? Walked around, sold quite a few on our little tour from the library.
So why were your sales so low?
I left for my cheerleading practice, which I was going to bring cupcakes.
So you
to.
left early?
Yes.
And did you pre-sell any to your cupcakes?
So,
to your
sadly
cheerleading
not.
practice?
Did not realise that was okay, and that was my
Or
that's our
post-sale?
fault. Yeah.
Okay, so you left early.
Yeah.
Okay. Marta, what was your best contribution to the project?
Well, I was like my function was the marketing, so I thought about decorating not only with the icy and the sprinkles, but with little smiley faces, and I think it works very well because the people really like to see the faces and play with them. And
So did you do the pricing when you worked out the marketing? Was the pricing your decision?
no, the decoration of the cupcake.
Okay. So you created it. Okay. You created the picture on the cupcake.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
The,
Thank you. Ben?
I think my best contributions to the task were I backed the coffee idea. I think that was my idea originally, and that was the reason why we could get such a high margin at the beginning of the process. I also, when I left, I recommended that we move the
So you
gazebo.
say when you left?
When I left at 2, yeah.
You left
So
early as well?
I had to go to Apprentice.
Okay.
I asked if we could move the gazebo from us being in the corner to the middle, and I believe that's kind of a reason why we got a lot more sales, because we weren't trapped in the corner and we were out there and in the open. And also I went to pitch with Dominic. to
Okay,
say
I've heard enough. That's plenty. Okay. Team leader, what was your best contribution to the day?
Putting all them, recognizing their qualities and putting them to work on that. I got myself involved in everything, and I didn't only want to be like the team leader. I also worked really hard on myself. It was hard because I was coordinating them, but I worked really hard myself. I personally.
Okay. So hard work was your piece.
I was didn't sleep Monday, Tuesday.
Okay. I hear you. You worked
Yeah.
hard. Well, we all work hard, but you worked hard. We're here at the losing team.
Yes.
I've got to know who came up with the pricing strategy. Who decided that £2.50 was the right price?
We sort of discussed it that night all together, and then on the previous night I wrote it on the Excel because I.
So
sent
you
an idea.
decided. The pricing was your decision.
Yes, final decision. Yes, I'm the project manager. I have to say yes.
Okay.
We propose it.
Was it a good idea to
we-
start at £2.50?
We were selling very well at 250 at the beginning. We didn't have a problem selling at that price. The only reason why we put it down is because we were having less people coming to our
And that
stand.
was you're blaming the rain. Okay.
Yes.
This is England, you know.
Yes,
It rained
I know.
all the time.
I'm not blaming the rain this time. I'm blaming we did have to adapt, and we didn't know our strategy would have to adapt. So the plan.
Okay,
from the
so let me
beginning-
just stop you. You just told me
Yes.
that you didn't have a plan B.
I did. There
Okay.
was to adapt our price according to the demand of the people. We did. I discussed it with them, with all of them, and we did have a pre.
I understand. I've heard enough.
Yes.
I've heard enough. I'm thinking that your performance as a team, you decided that when it rained, you had an excuse to not deliver. And I'm not keen on people that take on tasks and then can't finish them or have to leave early unless they're able to put forward an alternative. You only have to listen to your competitive team. When one of the guys couldn't make it, he was out there arranging for sales to happen in his absence. And I'm surprised, to be honest, those that had to leave early didn't think through the same. And Ben, you left early on the planning last week, and then you left early on the task. And you didn't put anything in place to support your team in your absence. And I think if you're a member of a team, and you've taken on a commitment, and the team has a task, whether you can physically make it that day or not, you should be pulling your weight. So, Ben, you're fired.
Thank you very much. The opportunity.
I think commitment to a team is probably the most important thing. If you commit to a task, you need to do it. And for that reason, Tiffany, you're fired.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So guys, is there anything you thought that you could have done differently to avoid elimination from this competition?
No, I don't think so. I think we've been
We tried our hardest.
unfairly penalised
Yeah.
for our lack of time.
It's
as
just such a
freshers.
shame we had sports commitments that we couldn't.
It's just we
come
couldn't
out
cancel
of.
them, you know.
We even contacted our captains
Yeah.
asking if we could miss it or even bring cupcakes
You know
to the
what?
set.
I'd say we're the two best members of the team,
Yeah.
and I'd say
It was
Yeah.
a sad moment.
sad day for the
Yeah.
Apprentice.
I'm here with Sahel, and we're basically trying to find out what the challenge is for next week. So,
Okay, so the challenge for next week is on Thursday we have a Fish on Toast event, which will be Matt Fidesz, who was Michael Jackson's bodyguard. He was his bodyguard and advisor for 10 years, and he'll be coming down to give a talk. The candidates this week, they just have to bring as many people as they can to the event. They each got a code, and the one with the most people to the event wins.
first questions to you there, Phil. Was that a hard decision or easy decision to make in your eyes?
It was a fairly hard decision to make, and one of the candidates only went, to be honest, right at the very end. There was still a debate going on in our minds as we came into the final session. There was a lot of good performances today, but people don't make commitments and then don't achieve. Well, they've got to go.
And Debbie, this one's for you. Is there a particular contestant that you think is one to watch?
It's a very high standard, so I think there are several to watch, and certainly one of them I thought was very quiet the first week, Alexander, and then he came up with this very good idea beforehand. So there's a lot of movement going on.
My advice would be to focus on alternative strategies. You know, if they get stuck with something, they should, immediately think of something else. They should focus on logistics, because it's going to be like raining a lot. As you said, this is England. I wish them all the best.